Hey everyone, how's it going? Thanks so much for tuning in. For today's video, we'll be taking an up-close and personal in-depth look with the all-new 2016 Cadillac CT6. This will be an in-depth review where we'll start it up, show the engine, get an exhaust clip, and go over the performance data, take it on a thorough drive, and show you many of the unique aspects throughout the interior as well as exterior. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop on in, start it up, let her run. The CT6 comes standard with a remote smart key access system, so you just keep the key fob in your pocket and you're able to lock and unlock the vehicle by the buttons on all four of the door handles. As you can see, upper trim levels also feature illuminated door handles. Our tester is finished in dark Adriatic blue metallic and features a jet black leather interior. To start, all you have to do is just make sure you have the key fob within the interior, then simply put your foot on the brake and hit the dash mounted button to go. Direction is provided by rack and pinion power steering with variable assistance coming from an electric motor mounted directly to the steering rack. This eliminates the need for a belt-driven hydraulic pump that would otherwise place an additional load on the engine. The benefits: greater powertrain efficiency and a boost in fuel economy. As a huge fan of cars in this segment, I've had the fortune of being able to drive every large Cadillac sedan that's been made in the last 20 years. The CT6 is a clear departure in ride quality, handling, and driver engagement. The steering and suspension of the CT6 delivers a well-balanced ride with good road feel that's quite different from the more relaxed and detached natures of prior full-size Cadillacs. This is further enhanced by a wealth of modern technology such as adjustable drive modes and available magnetic ride control with active rear steering. The latter is equipped on our tester, part of the active chassis package, and works to sharpen things up even further, combining an impressive level of response and control while maintaining the level of comfort and refinement you'd expect in this segment. To me, it drives like a bigger CTS. The similarities are there, but the CT6 is of course built more for comfort. Active rear steering turns the rear wheels opposite to the front at low speeds to virtually shorten the wheelbase and reduce the turning circle from 40 feet to 37 feet. At higher speeds, the rear wheels turn in the same direction as the front, increasing agility around corners and making highway maneuvers even easier. It also quickens the steering ratio from 16.3 to 14.6 and reduces the turns it takes to lock from 2.54 to 2.43. The wheel itself is an elegant 4-spoke design with heated function in this case that's wrapped in soft leather and features multifunction controls on each spoke. Lane Keep and Assist, a standard feature on our premium luxury tester, monitors the lanes in front of you and provides gentle nudges of the steering wheel if it detects you drifting over the line. It can be turned on or off at your discretion. The CT6 is available in either rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive forms. Regardless of which engine you choose, an 8-speed automatic transmission is standard. For the 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder and 3.6-liter V6 models, GM's Hydra-Matic 8L45 8-speed is used, featuring paddle shifters in the back of the steering wheel and adaptive shift technology. The new twin-turbo 3-liter V6 is paired to the 8L90 8-speed, which is better able to handle the added power demands. As I've experienced in other GM products with this transmission, the CT6 shifts smoothly and effortlessly. It's very responsive and becomes even more so when driving spiritedly. The ability to enact rev-matching downshifts aids in that responsiveness to keep the engine within its sweet spot for quicker acceleration on demand, especially through corners. The shifter itself is aesthetically pleasing in a simple and easy way. You simply grab it, hit the unlock button that's pretty much hidden from view, and pull straight back. It's accented by leather and satin brightwork. In addition to all of the modern safety tech you could ask for, including but not limited to blind spot monitoring, adaptive cruise control, and automatic front and rear braking, there's a 360-degree rear view camera system with guidance lines. On top of that, the CT6 features a surround view recording system that can record front and rear views when driving, and 360 degrees of recording when the security system is activated. Think of it as the dash cam completely reimagined. The auto-dimming rearview mirror also combines a new camera system that's designed to deliver an unobstructed view out the back for a 300% increase in rearward visibility when you want it. A night vision camera is optional and integrates heat signature recognition so that people and large animals display more prominently. Each CT6 comes with 3 selectable drive modes that are routed through a small button in the center console. They consist of Tour, which is the normal mode, as well as Sport and Snow Ice. Each alters throttle response, transmission shift mapping, and steering firmness in a pretty noticeable way, especially when set to Sport mode. If equipped, the drive modes also alter the firmness of the magnetorological dampers, the behavior of the active rear steering, and the default torque split for the all-wheel drive system. Normally, 60% of the torque is sent to the rear, but it's increased to 80% when set to Sport mode. In Snow Ice, torque is evenly split between the front and rear wheels for greater traction. The CT6 is available with a full digital reconfigurable instrument display with an arrow pad to the right hand side of the steering wheel that allows you to go between the different menus and submenus. On the right hand side you can go between navigation, audio, telephone, and system options. In the middle you have a traditional speedometer or a digital speed readout, and that's also where your night vision camera will display. The left-hand side is basically your driver's information system, so you have trip computers, compass, service reminders, fuel data, tire pressure monitoring system, some economy data, driver assistance features, and more. What's pretty cool is that not only does it have a very easy to understand traditional layout, but you can customize all of the different aspects to show different menus and data, and actually change the entire layout completely between 2 different modes, balanced and enhanced. Enhanced is a simpler, more modern layout, but to take adaptability a little bit further, in conjunction with the various drive modes like I talked about earlier, there's also some different color themes that display. So let's go ahead and flip on the fully automatic LED headlamps, as well as the hazards. All 4 windows are fully automatic and feature acoustic laminated glass. Now let's go and check out the exterior, shall we? The all-new CT6 represents more than just Cadillac's return to offering a full-bodied rear-wheel drive luxury sedan. It's also an important shift in what it means to be a Cadillac, where driver engagement has become just as important as long-term comfort. For example, when opting for our tester's adaptive chassis package, not only is magnetic ride control added, but an active rear steering system as well. We'll discuss that and more as we go through the video. Filling a gap that's been empty for about 2 decades now, the CT6 is a very different car from Cadillac's traditional offerings of the past. As you peel back the layers, taking an in-depth look at the wealth of modern technology offered, its performance capabilities, and refined road manners, you'll quickly discover that the CT6 is one of, if not the most important new Cadillac to debut in recent time. Being the first car built on GM's new Omega platform, it's able to take advantage of many new and advanced construction techniques that makes the CT6 extremely mass efficient for its size. The majority of the structure is made from aluminum, about 64% to be exact, including all the exterior body panels. By using a mixed material approach that also combines high-strength steel and other lightweight materials, the CT6 boasts the highest torsional rigidity rating of any Cadillac to date, helping lead to an exceptionally quiet interior, impressive vehicle dynamics, and an inherently safe passenger compartment. Likewise, the CT6 employs a number of advanced construction techniques that include aluminum and steel spot welding, laser welding, flow drill fasteners, self-piercing rivets, aluminum arc welding, and roughly 591 feet of structural adhesives. Not only is the body in white about 218 pounds lighter than a comparable steel-intensive structure, but Cadillac also claims that it's lighter and stiffer than the structures used in the BMW 5 Series and Audi A6. Compared to a CTS, the CT6 is 8.5 inches longer and rides on a wheelbase that's 7.4 inches longer. It's 1.8 inches wider and 0.7 inches taller. Despite being a significantly larger car, when equipped with identical powertrains, our tester is but a mere 13 pounds heavier. a highly impressive feat that makes it one of the lightest cars in its segment. The CT6 launches with 3 engine choices and up to 4 trim levels, including the range-topping Platinum. Pricing, depending on engine, trim, and options, ranges between $54,490 and $88,460. Our well-equipped premium luxury tester with the 3.6-liter V6 rings in at $77,340, including destination. Taking that into consideration, I believe the CT6 competes more alongside the Infiniti Q70, Jaguar XJ, Lexus LS, Hyundai Equus, and the Kia K900. If your pockets are deep enough, you may also want to consider the entry models of the Audi A8, Mercedes-Benz S-Class, BMW 7 Series, and perhaps even the Maserati Quattroporte. The styling of the CT6 is more traditional compared to some competitors, but it's decidedly Cadillac. The silhouette is long, sleek, wide, and integrates all of the modern elements seen in the ATS and CTS for instant brand recognition. The attention to detail with the bodywork is nothing short of beautiful. There's a nice blend of sharp creases and flowing elements without being over the top. It's not the most dynamic looking offering in the segment, perhaps a bit more reserved and formal, but it's a far cry from Fleetwoods of yore. From the short rear deck to the long dash-to-axle ratio and sleek greenhouse, the CT6 has serious presence that's even better appreciated when seen in motion. Full LED front lighting with vertical elements extend into an aggressive lower fascia, while the grille emulates the shape of the new Cadillac Shield. Tasteful touches of galvano chrome highlight key body elements, including the fascias, side skirts, and LED tail lamps, while quad-polished exhaust tips on V6 models give a more performance vibe. The CT6 ushers a new era for Cadillac luxury sedans. It's an incredibly well-rounded offering that makes a strong case for itself in terms of price, quality, and features, an offering that's more than worthy to compete along with the segment's best. The CT6 is available with multiple wheel styles that range between 18 and 20 inches in diameter. Our tester, equipped with the adaptive chassis package, features these 20-inch ultra-bright machined aluminum wheels with silver-painted pockets. They're 8.5 inches wide and are wrapped in 245/45 all-season tires. Considering the fact that the CT6 is quite a large car, it handles pretty well. I believe Cadillac also offers a summer performance tire option as well, which should offer additional grip in the corners if that's more your speed. I would highly suggest opting for magnetic ride control though and rear-wheel steering for the damper adaptability and cornering benefits. While it's not a sports car by any means, it has a lot of sporty characteristics, which gives it a unique position in the segment for those looking for some added dynamism with their luxury sedan. Overall braking performance is pretty good as well, brought on by 4-wheel internally ventilated discs measuring 13.6 inches in front and 12.4 inches in the rear. They're formed using GM's ferritic nitro carburizing process that came out a couple years or so ago, which is said to increase durability and lengthen service life. With 4-piston aluminum Brembo calipers in front and single-piston cast iron units in the rear, the CT6 is able to stop from 60 miles an hour in about 106 feet. Supporting the car is a fully independent suspension consisting of a high-arm multi-link short-long-arm front suspension with a direct-acting stabilizer bar. The rear features a 5-link design with a fully isolated subframe and hydraulic body mounts to limit noise, vibrations, and harshness from transferring to the interior. Coil-over twin-tube shocks can be found at each corner unless you opt for magnetic ride control. I haven't driven the standard suspension, but with the latter, like many of you all probably know, features special magnetic fluid that adapts to changing road conditions and drive modes almost instantaneously. It can firm up to reduce body roll or make the ride supple for long commutes. With a serene ride that's both comfortable and well-controlled, the CT6 is without a doubt the most well-rounded full-size Cadillac sedan ever created. Overall length is 204 inches with a width of 74 inches and a height of 57.9 inches. Wheelbase is 122.4 inches, while curb weight for our tester is around 3,926 pounds. 52.5% of that weight rides over the front. The CT6 launches with 3 engine options, including an entry-level 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, a naturally aspirated 3.6-liter V6, and an all-new 3-liter twin-turbocharged V6. For the 2017 model year, a plug-in hybrid model will also be introduced, and I've read there's talks of introducing a Cadillac-exclusive 4.2-liter twin-turbocharged V8 at some point as well. If you want rear-wheel drive, your only option is the 4-cylinder, which develops 265 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. While I haven't driven the entry model yet, I have sampled the Turbo 4 in the 2016 Camaro and Cadillac ATS. It's certainly no slouch and is the most fuel efficient of the bunch at 22 miles per gallon in the city and 31 miles per gallon on the highway. It may sound strange to see such a small motor offered in such a large car, but it's claimed to get the CT6 to 60 miles an hour in just over 6 seconds. Not too shabby if you ask me, especially considering that the Northstar V8 powered Cadillac DTS took about 7 seconds to hit 60. Of course, if you're yearning for additional power, you have the two V6 options, both of which are offered only with all-wheel drive. The 3-liter twin-turbo is the exclusive engine for Cadillac and is the first engine of its kind to feature cylinder deactivation for an added boost in fuel economy. It develops an impressive 404 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque and is good to hit 60 in about 5 seconds. Fuel economy is estimated to be between 18 miles per gallon in the city and 26 miles per gallon on the highway. Our tester is equipped with the mid-range option, the 3.6-liter V6. The block and heads are cast from aluminum, while the valve train consists of dual overhead cams, 4 valves per cylinder, and continuous variable valve timing. Like the Turbo V6, this one also benefits from cylinder deactivation. Fuel is delivered via direct injection. The compression ratio is 11.5 to 1, accompanied by a maximum engine speed of 7,200 RPM. It develops 335 horsepower at 6,800 RPM and 284 pound-feet of torque at 5,300 RPM. This should propel the CT6 to 60 miles an hour somewhere in the mid 5-second range, bridging the gap between the other two engines. While quiet on the road, the engine does have a nice throaty sound to it when accelerating. Like other GM vehicles I've driven with this engine, it's a great balance of power and fuel economy. Of course, I'm eagerly awaiting for the V8 option to arrive. While there's nothing wrong with the engines that are already offered, for a big Cadillac luxury sedan it just seems proper. Fingers crossed we'll see it sooner rather than later. Fuel requirements and recommendations vary between the engines, but the 3.6-liter runs on regular unleaded and is held within a 19.5-gallon fuel tank. EPA estimates range between 18 miles to a gallon in the city and 27 miles to a gallon on the highway. The interior of the CT6 is one of the nicest Cadillacs produced as of late, featuring excellent build quality, comfortable seating for up to 5 people, and a generous list of standard and available features. It's a perfect representation of a modern Cadillac luxury sedan that carries a design all to its own and is both well executed and surprisingly simple. Buttons throughout the interior have been kept down to a bare minimum, leading to a clean and ergonomically friendly cabin that's still able to blend all of the modern technology you could ask for, including 4G LTE Wi-Fi, a wireless phone charger, a fully modern infotainment system, a handful of available Bose audio systems, and so much more. Generally speaking, the quality of materials is quite good, but it gets even better with upper trim levels, where higher grade materials such as genuine wood finishers are used more liberally to distinguish them from entry models. For example, our premium luxury tester features a combination of mineral poplar burl wood and high gloss bronze carbon fiber trim, in addition to soft stitched surfaces just about everywhere you touch. The Platinum model adds semi-aniline leather seating surfaces and unique wood finishers that also extend to the steering wheel and center console. While 14-way power front seats are standard, the luxury and premium luxury gain these 16-way seats, which include 4-way pneumatic lumbar, 4-way manual headrests, and vertically adjusting seat belts. The steering wheel is also power tilting and telescoping with a heated function. The well-rounded seats offer great body support and proper padding where it matters the most. However, for even more ways to pick an ideal seating position, the Platinum adds 20-way multi-contour front seats that include adjustable lateral bolsters, upper back support, and a variety of massage programs to reduce fatigue on longer trips. Of course, there's copious amounts of storage, including the door panel pockets, center console, and a large electrically actuated glove box. The list of available features is simply too long to discuss in this video. It's impressive how many options they actually offer, including this ultra-view sunroof, a heads-up display, and a rear seat entertainment system, which features Blu-ray compatibility and dual 10-inch HD screens. If that's not enough, fully adjustable rear seats with massage are available for a true chauffeured experience. In addition to all of the available safety technology, there's a plethora of airbags for the front and rear, including driver and passenger side knee airbags.
So let's go ahead and see how she sounds, both sitting still and on the road.
Alright, so let's get into some of the techie stuff. By far my favorite feature this car has is the new optional Bose Panorama surround sound system. There's a speaker in the dash that automatically rises and lowers when you turn the car on and off, and it actually has Panorama written across it. I mean, just the little details like that I love. But this has 34 speakers. 34 speakers. That's the most out of any car I've ever heard of. There's speakers in the doors, like all across the dash. There's speakers in the headrest with little Bose logos there. I mean, there's speakers in the console, for crying out loud. And it's amazing. It's so immersive and powerful. It's one of the best sound systems I've ever heard. And I've heard some nice stuff. I mean, Bang & Olufsen, Burmeister, just Harman Kardon, everything. And I'd like to hear, like, I want to put this like side by side and compare all these things and stuff, because it's awesome. It's like a $3,700 option or so, but golly, it's awesome. I almost want to go drive this car just to hear the sound system. It's that good. Like all modern Cadillacs, the CT6 also uses Cadillac's Q infotainment system. It stands for Cadillac User Experience, but this one is a new, larger 10.2-inch HD screen. It's very, very pretty. It's very easy to use. You don't have to stretch too far, and it's all organized like apps and stuff, so you can swipe, pinch, write, and all that kind of stuff typical to a smartphone. What I like about this system more than some of the other Cadillacs I've driven, this has a lot less like touch buttons across the center console. Like the XTS, CTS, ATS, like I didn't really care for the big touch panel across the middle. You know, to each his own and stuff. I prefer more physical buttons like the Chevrolet MyLink and the GMC and Buick and Telelink systems. The only touch buttons that you have on this, across the middle, you have like the home button for the infotainment system, a little scroll volume section in the middle, mute, and on either side you have your hazards, glove box, parallel perpendicular parking assist, parking sensors, and your auto start stop feature. But that's really, really nice. The other new, probably most important new feature to this system is a touchpad little thing in the middle right here, like you would have on a computer. So kind of like Lexus's system that we've checked out prior, you basically drag your finger across, it automatically brings up like a little green icon. You have haptic feedback, so when you're clicking through the different options, you know, just moving your finger around, there's little vibrations and stuff to give you kind of a physical confirmation that you are in fact selecting the right option. And when you get to the option, you just push down on it for enter, and it brings you to that system. The next thing is connectivity. GM has been really, really proactive with this, like in a lot of the new cars and stuff that I've driven from them lately, as far as making like smartphone integration easier, like staying connected with everything from weather updates and everything like that. And it's almost a requirement nowadays with as much technology and stuff that there is. That's just the modern trend. So while there are a ton of manufacturers out there doing this, GM has definitely done a really good job at integrating all of it into their newest products. Things like Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. I absolutely love Apple CarPlay. I have an iPhone, and it's wonderful. I mean, you don't even have to pair the car to Bluetooth or anything like, or the phone to Bluetooth. You just plug it in. All of your contacts, navigation, media, text messaging, it's all ported to the system. So while you can pair your phone via Bluetooth, as long as you plug it in via USB, there's no need. So plug it in, done. Voice recognition, done. It's all works. It's so cool. The other thing is all of like the charging ports and stuff, because obviously with smartphones and tablets and computers and all that, that's very important, just making sure you have charge on longer trips. So in the back seat, there's an AC household outlet, there's a 12-volt power outlet, there's a couple USB charging ports. In the middle right here, there's a wireless phone charging tray for compatible devices. All very, very neat. Of course, you had the voice recognition. You have this new digital instrument cluster that's reconfigurable and changes like colors and stuff when you do the different drive modes between like tour and sport. So very, very cool if you like that techie kind of stuff. Another cool thing, aside from a 360-degree camera system, this car, like the XT5, has this new rear view camera that's built into the rear view mirror. So it's an auto-dimming mirror, you know, it works just like any auto-dimming mirror that you are familiar with. And there's a little tab right here, you know, kind of like the old manually dimming mirrors, but all you have to do is just flip this, and it brings up a high-definition camera out the back and gives you, like, I don't know, like 300 times better view, Cadillac says. It's crazy, and it's like, it's almost distracting. I'm like, I want to look at it. It's so pretty. But that's really cool, and you actually get a lot broader of a view. Like if you could just see the top of somebody's roof behind you or something like that, you turn that little camera on, you can see the whole car. So that's a really neat feature, and kind of shows, you know, what rear view mirrors and stuff and extra tech might be going in the future, which could potentially benefit safety and definitely visibility. I mean, this car already has pretty good visibility as it is, but that kind of stuff is just, I think it's pretty neat. The CT6 boasts an incredible amount of space back here. I mean, typical of what you would expect in a long wheelbase luxury sedan. I'm 5'10" with an ideal seating position for myself in front. I probably have about 6, maybe even 7 inches of leg space and upwards of 3 to 4 inches or so of headspace. I mean, it's very accommodating back here for taller folks. It's also really comfortable. I mean, as you would expect, there's a lot of padding in the cushions, but what you might not expect is the amount of lateral support that you have. I mean, down below and up top, it kind of keeps you gripped in place. You also have a good amount of lower back support, and there's adjustable outer headrests to either side. In the middle, there's a large center console with a bit of bright work and high gloss black trim, of course, leather wrapped. There's a nice little leather detailed storage tray right there. Bit of storage back here, all lined in felt, and there's 2 cup holders. Just hit that button and they automatically pop out. In the very back, you have a trunk pass-through for some longer items like poles and skis and the like. You can't fold down the rear seat like 60-40 split or anything like that, but you do have a generous amount of trunk space out back, and we'll talk about that next. You can seat up to 5 people in the CT6 if you climb up into the middle here. You sit up a bit higher than the outer portions, but you still have pretty good headspace, maybe about 1.5 to 2 inches or so, depending on where you put your head. There's a pretty large drivetrain hump right here, so you're gonna have to straddle it to either side, but there's a lot of leg space, I mean, an abundance of space to either side, so you're not gonna have to fight for leg space, but I think you could fit 3 full-size adults back here just fine. This one is pretty well equipped. It has a lot of features. I mean, there's manual sunshades across each of these windows. There's a power rear sunshade, LED lighting, coat hooks, grip handles, additional coat hooks on the B-pillars right here. And of course, this optional Bose Panerai surround sound system, and there's speakers everywhere. There's 2, I guess, little tweeters right here. Of course, you have all the speakers across the door panel and stuff, and it's awesome. It really immerses you in the experience. I like that the back of the seats are nice and soft padded. I mean, there's additional gloss bright work, chrome trim, the wood detailing. It's a very nice looking interior. The storage is also pretty good. I mean, there's a little tray right there that you could probably set a smartphone. You have 2 seat back storage pockets and a great amount of storage across the lower door panels. Down in the very bottom right here, or at least in front of the middle portion of the seat, you have a 12-volt power outlet, 2 USB charging ports, and a 120-volt AC household outlets for plugging in things like laptop computers, portable DVD players, and all of that. There is an optional rear seat entertainment system, but it's not equipped on this model. It should be pretty cool and definitely convenient for those longer trips. But across the door panel here, you have the controls for the power rear sunshade, the power, the rear glass roof up here, as well as the heated seats. You can turn on the backrest only or back as well as bottom, so you have some extra customizability with that. And there are 3-stage heating. It's just for the outer portions. Of course, there's side curtain airbags everywhere. There's a little quarter window back here that breaks up the C-pillar for better visibility, child seat anchors for all 3 positions, and you have hands-free Bluetooth microphones everywhere so all the passengers can be heard equally. All in all, the CT6 is a very nice car and easily the nicest Cadillac luxury sedan I've ever driven. I mean, great features, a lot of technology, a lot of luxury, and good build quality. There's also a tremendous amount of space, so if you're looking for something in this class, make sure the CT6 is definitely something you're gonna want to consider. So let's go ahead and hop out and check out trunk space. The CT6 comes standard with a fully powered trunk lid out back. Of course, it can be operated a few different ways, including a button on the trunk lid itself, the key fob, or a button within the interior, but it can also be operated completely hands-free by just keeping the key fob in your pocket, similar to the smart key access system. You just walk up to the back, tip your foot underneath the rear fascia, it detects you, and will automatically open up the trunk if you have your arms full. Inside, there's about 15.3 cubic feet of cargo space, which for a full-size sedan isn't absolutely huge, but it's certainly usable. There's a little storage net off to the side, and underneath the trunk floor, you have a temporary spare tire. Just like you did with Open It, you can wave your foot underneath the fascia again and close the trunk lid. Very, very convenient. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the in-depth look at the all-new Cadillac CT6. Be sure to stay tuned next time. There's always a lot more where that came from. Take care, everyone. Surfaces. It also lowers ride height by 10 millimeters or about 0.4.